When we think of Vikings, we picture fierce warriors and dragon-headed longships, but their greatest battle was not with enemies, it was with the elements. For every saga of conquest, there's a quieter story, surviving the relentless Scandinavian winter, where cold could last for months. The Vikings' true genius lay not in their raids, but in their daily mastery of the land, farming, herding and crafting homes that defied the cold. Their survival depended on intelligent management of their environment, not just brute strength. The longhouse was the heart of Viking life, a fortress against the cold where warmth meant survival. The secret to their resilience wasn't in ornate carvings or timber beams, but in something hidden beneath their feet. The floor of the longhouse was a quiet marvel, a living system designed to capture and hold precious heat. Viking homes weren't primitive, drafty halls. They were carefully engineered for comfort. Every detail, from the curved roof to the placement of doors, was designed to keep warmth in and cold out. The central hearth was the home's heart, but the real innovation was how the Vikings used the earth itself as a thermal battery. By layering the floor with natural materials, they created a system that absorbed heat from the fire and released it slowly. This transformed the floor into a vast, low-temperature radiator, an ancient version of underfloor heating. The result was a deep, ambient warmth that lasted long after the fire died down. Viking homes weren't just shelters, they were microclimates, engineered for survival and comfort. Their approach was sustainable, elegant and incredibly effective, using only the simplest materials. The Vikings didn't just endure winter, they mastered it. The Viking floor was a masterclass in natural engineering, built in layers, each with a purpose. First, they excavated the floor, sinking it below ground level to harness the Earth's stable temperature. On this base, they laid a thick mat of straw, reeds or heather, trapping air and insulating against the cold. This layer stopped heat from leaching into the ground, keeping warmth where it was needed. Above the insulation, they added turf, flagstones or wooden boards, creating a durable, heat-absorbing surface. The turf acted as the main thermal mass, soaking up heat from the hearth. Finally, a layer of fresh rushes or straw was added for cleanliness and comfort, easily replaced as needed. Each layer, earth, insulation, turf and rushes, worked together to manage heat, moisture and durability. The result was a dynamic, breathing floor built entirely from local materials. It was simple, effective and perfectly suited to the Viking world. The brilliance of the Viking floor was in its use of thermal mass, the ability to absorb, store and release heat. The central hearth's radiant heat soaked into the dense floor layers, turning the ground into a giant heat reservoir. As the fire burned during the day, the floor absorbed warmth. At night, it released it slowly, keeping the house comfortable. This radiant heat warmed people and objects directly, not just the air, creating a stable, cosy environment. The system reduced the need for constant fire, saving precious wood and smoothing out temperature swings. Raised sleeping platforms stayed warm and dry, free from ground dampness. The Vikings intuitively understood what modern architects now celebrate. Heating surfaces and people is more efficient than heating air. Their floor was an active, breathing part of the home's heating system. In Scandinavia, managing moisture was as vital as managing heat. The Viking floor's layered design controlled both, keeping homes dry and healthy. The sunken, compacted earth base, warmed by the hearth, created a temperature gradient that drove moisture downward, away from living spaces. The thick straw layer acted like a breathable membrane, wicking moisture away and allowing it to evaporate. Air circulation from the hearth helped carry moisture out through the roof vent. The top layer of rushes absorbed spills and tracked in snow and could be swept out and replaced, removing dampness. This combination of thermal drying, wicking and regular cleaning kept the longhouse warm, dry and free from rot and mould. The Viking home was a true sanctuary from the harsh, wet world outside. The Viking floor is a blueprint for sustainable living, echoing principles now celebrated in modern architecture. It used no machinery or fossil fuels, just natural materials and clever design. Today, architects use thermal mass floors and breathable materials for energy efficiency and health, just as the Vikings did. Their approach reminds us that simple, well-designed solutions can outperform complex high-tech systems. Breathable floors and gentle air circulation kept Viking homes healthier than many modern, sealed buildings. For anyone interested in off-grid or eco-friendly living, the Viking floor offers practical, time-tested ideas. It's not just history. It's a guide for resilient, low-impact homes today. The real Viking legacy isn't just in their ships or swords, but in their quiet, ingenious solutions for daily survival. Their floor heating system was a triumph of observation, intelligence and harmony with nature. Built from the land, powered by the hearth, it was simple, resilient and effective. This ancient wisdom still resonates in sustainable design and self-sufficient living. The Viking floor challenges us to look deeper, to find genius in the everyday. It's a reminder that resilience is about working with nature, not against it. So next time you picture a Viking longhouse, look down at the floor, the true engine of warmth and comfort. There's much more ancient wisdom waiting to be rediscovered if we take the time to look.